Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie from Streamline Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. So, when we're working in an environment such as we are, some people are in the office, some people work out of the office, some people are a hybrid. There's a lot of different situations going on right now. And when we're in that environment, it is really, really tempting to use our cell phones to conduct business calls. And I get it, I've been there, I understand. But what I'm really concerned about is the idea that if you're actually using your cell phone line, or if your team is using their cell phone lines to conduct business, in my opinion, you've already lost. And so we're going to talk about the three main ways that you've already lost and what we might want to do in order to change that. The first one is I find it very unprofessional. I think that if I'm receiving a call from somebody and, regarding my will or my divorce or whatever I'm talking to my attorney's office about, whether it's the attorney or a paralegal or another team member, I expect to be able to, I'm going to get that call probably on my cell phone, and I would expect to be able to just call the number back and talk to the same person again, or at least get the law firm office again. And when that doesn't happen and I call back and I get their personal voicemail, in my opinion, that's unprofessional. And as a business owner, now I've lost the ability to, I've lost my brand, right? That employee may have whatever kind of message they're going to have in their personal life on that cell phone. And now my clients are all being exposed to that for better or for worse. But it's not representing the firm is the point. And so now I've got a phone number out there that people are tempted to call and use, especially if they're not getting a response otherwise. And now it's going to either go straight to that person, which we'll talk about in a minute, or it will go to their voicemail, which again is not necessarily controlled by the firm. Then we've got number two, we're losing the ability to control that information. And so my point being that when numbers come into cell phones, whether it's, again, a legal assistant, an attorney, whoever it is, I've lost the ability now to track that call or to track that information. And so I can't sync it to my practice management software. I can't, gather that information very easily. If I wanted to go back and find a call or reference a call, now I need to go back to 3, 4, 5 different cell phone records to try and find that information, which isn't frankly very practical. Now, of course, the worst case scenario is, a bar complaint or a bar grievance, and we're trying to find records of a phone call. That, of course, would be the worst case scenario. But I'm sure many of you have had the situation where you're just trying to prove to your client, hey, we reached out to you, we spoke to somebody on this day or whatever. To have those records is very, very helpful to be able to prove and give information to your clients. So that can be a challenge, of course, if we're not using some other type of business line, if we're all using cell phones, or even if some of us are using cell phones. Because the reality is it doesn't have to be just one person, or I shouldn't say, it doesn't have to be everybody. If just one person is using a cell phone, now we've lost that ability to control or track that information. The last one is you could potentially lose leads. And I'll tell you the most common scenario and the way this happens is my paralegal is using her cell phone to conduct business. She talks to my clients. They go back and forth. She collects documents, does whatever she needs to do. 6 months from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, she doesn't work for me anymore. She's left. She's taken that cell phone with her. And now I've lost that contact information. And so now not only do I lose the information of the calls that were conducted, I can't go back and look at that anymore. We don't have access to that. But now my client calls her up 2 months from now. He's got a new issue. He needs more legal help. She answers. Is she going to refer that client back to me saying, I'm sorry, I don't work there anymore. Here, call the business line? I hope. Or is she going to say, you know what? I work for a great attorney now. Let me have you get in touch with them so that we can help you with that. I'm thinking that that's going to be a possibility. And so for all of those reasons, I want to make sure that my employees and my team members are not using cell phone lines. Now, of course, we can get a corporate plan. They can have a business line cell phone. That all could work. What I'm trying to avoid is them using their personal cell phones that then they're going to take with them. And of course, we've talked about this before on this channel. One of the easiest ways, and I think most effective ways to do that, is to use a voice over IP system. So we'll do further videos about voice over IP and how you can take advantage of those kind of features. But those are the things I think you're going to lose. You're going to lose your brand, you're going to lose your control, and you're going to lose your leads if you're allowing your team members, including yourself, by the way, to use personal cell phones to conduct business. So I hope that you'll take that into consideration next time you pick up that cell phone or you watch one of your team members to do the same. And hey, put together a written policy. Let's put it in writing so everyone has the same expectations, and give them the tools, provide them with the tools to be successful. Provide them with a voice over IP line so that you guys can use that just as flexibly as you would your cell phones. Thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great evening.